let's talk. Guys, my apologies. I was meant to be on yesterday, but unfortunately I was very unwell all throughout yesterday morning. In fact, throughout the whole day, I've been very unwell and I was in a lot of pain. So, as a result of that, I could not come on as I really wish that I could. But now I am a lot better. I'm a lot better now, and yeah. So, before we get into the topic of today, I'm going to wait for as many of you to come on so that we can settle in and have a great time. Probably even debate on the matter at hand. So while I wait for as many of you to come on. Guys, my apologies. I need to quickly run to my bathroom. Bear with me. Yeah, I'm back now. Okay. Well, I'm seeing someone. But yeah, I know that that person that I'm seeing. Yeah, will go off, and which they have. So I'm gonna wait a little. I'm gonna wait a minute extra for that person to come back on so that we can start. Okay, yes. So we can start now. So, guys, many of you already know me. It's your girl Ades. So, once again, my apologies for not being able to come on yesterday, but at least I am on. Um, so today we're actually going to talk about a brand new topic because actually I wanted to finish the one we have been talking about, but is kind of been dragging on for too long. So I actually decided that let's start a fresh new topic, and it's something that many of you may or may not like, but I really hope that you guys do like it. Anyway, so today's topic we'll be talking about women get your life back in 2025 plus exit laziness and enter into a productive woman. So I repeat, women get your life back in 2025 plus exit laziness and enter into productive women. Now, guys, when you think about this topic, what comes in your mind? That's the question. What comes in your mind? So I will kind of like for you guys to ponder on that topic while you think about whatever it is that comes in your mind. So so guys, so as we approach as we as we're already approaching 2025, which we're still in, coming very soon we will reach the end of 2025, and this year is all about reflecting. It's all about reflecting what like reflecting on everything that you have gone through within the years, um, between last year and this year. So it's all about reflecting on those kind of things. And at the same time, at the same time that you're reflecting, you are you're also kind of you're taking care of yourself. At the same time, you've been able to get things done at certain times at the right time, and but at the same time you kind of tend to still struggle. And this is actually what many of us do go through. We're managing to get through our daily lives, but things are slowing us down. Certain things are slowing us down. We notice that we slack back. We notice that we become more slower in our everyday life. We notice that certain things that we used to do, we don't see ourselves doing those things anymore. And now that we are in 2025, is time for us to get our life back, and so it's time for us to get our life back and exit that laziness. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that I'm not saying that any of you are lazy. No, I'm not saying that. But in some areas of our life, we do kind of tend to be a little bit lazy, but not 100%. So like certain things, for example, in the morning, in the morning, this is what we all face. In the morning, when we are to wake up early, we notice our body needs sleep. Our body still needs to sleep. Then you set your alarm. You set your alarm to wake you up for, say, about 8 o'clock, and you're to be at work you're to be at work about 10 o'clock or 10:30, and you decide to sleep for extra 20 to 30 minutes, if possible an extra hour, and then when you go back to sleep, you've probably forgotten that you need to actually reset your alarm to wake you up within that extra 20 to 30 minutes or that extra hour. And then when you've slept that extra time, you end up getting to work late because you've actually forgot to reset your alarm to wake you up for a certain time before before your time to get to work. Then when you get to work, your boss will be asking you, oh, Mandy, this one that you know that you're to be at work at 10:30. Why are you coming in at 11 o'clock? Then she'll give the excuse, oh, boss, I'm so sorry that my train didn't come on time, so I had to wait for the next train, and plus the rush hour, and the rush hour actually, it starts during the early hours of the morning, and from about 10, between 10 and 11, the rush hour ends. So that person will use rush hour as excuse. No, 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 it's not really nice. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes I often do it, but is one of those things that we as women always do. Hi Kelly, how are you? Thank you for coming on. Is um is actually kind of a habit that we women do, because when we're young, unfortunately, that's what our mother used to do. So our mother, our mother has kind of implemented that habit into us. So as we have grown older, we're now kind of implementing that kind of habit that our mother gave to us, and then we see ourselves doing it. So that's kind of how it is. So just like they say that whatever the mother does, the child will also see themselves doing it, because the because the child, because that child, the either the first or the second child also actually sucked from the mother, while the first child actually left the remaining for the second sibling. So now, because that second sibling is kind of more attached to the mother than the first and the last child, that's kind of how it is. But it's not kind of something that we'll kind of encourage ourselves to kind of keep doing. We need to kind of try and help ourselves by breaking out of that cycle, because when you're at home, you notice that you're faster. Oh, Kelly, oh gosh, is that you kind of came a bit late? Am I right? So, because I kind of repeated the topic twice, but I'll repeat it again. So today's topic, we are talking about women get your life back in 2025, plus exit laziness and enter into productive women. So I really hope that I hope that you understood that topic, and I hope I've answered your question. So that's the topic of today. So back to what I'm saying. We need to kind of try. We need to kind of try and and kind of break that cycle. And by breaking that cycle, yeah, yes. So by breaking that cycle is kind of like putting it into practice. So for example, so again, if you wake up in the morning and you know that you need to be at work by 10:30, so it is better for you to set your alarm by say about 7:45. So at least you wake up at 7:45. Then that way you get an extra like 30 minutes to an hour to do what you need to do. Do your house chores, um, do a bit of spring cleaning, wash the dishes, get your kids ready, quickly quickly drop them off to school. Um, I mean, like if you have a car, great. If you have to use public transport, then that's one of the things, unfortunately, that you kind of have to face, because during the early hours of the morning, the rush hour, it kind of tends to, it kind of tends to last at least an hour. But as far as you're able to quickly as far as you're able to quickly get your child to school, and you drop your child off at the school gate, then at least you're good. Then you'll be able to quickly maneuver, get into your car, and drive off. And you know that you've already prepared your lunch. You know you've prepared, yeah, your lunch, your snack, whatever it is that you want to eat for the day. You know you've prepared it, and the only thing is just for you to get to work, and sit there and wait for your start time. So it's either you go into your office, or you decide that you want to sit in your car and relax, or if you want to kind of take a little extra nap in your car, just as far as you do not oversleep. Thank you. Oh, thank you. I appreciate. Just as far as you don't oversleep, because at least you know that you are already outside your workplace. So is one of those things that you need to prepare for, and quickly, if you decide to actually have a little nap, just make sure you set your alarm to wake you up in about 15 minutes. So at least an extra an extra 15 minutes is not bad. An extra 15 minutes nap is not bad. But as far as your alarm is on, and your alarm goes off in that 15 minutes, then you wake up, then you can now go into your work, and then just kind of wait for your actual shift to start. Then at least your boss will be happy, and will say that, look, well done, you've got to work on time. And that is what I would like to see all the time. So what, in essence, what I'm trying to say is that it is very, very important for us to kind of break out of this cycle of laziness. And once again, I am not saying that we are lazy, but what I'm saying, that there are some areas in our life that we tend to be lazy. That's what I'm saying. So what I'm also generally saying is that at the same time that we're working on ourselves, and we are practicing on how to kind of break out of that little lazy cycle that we not all the time, but occasionally tend to do. We just need to keep practicing and practicing and practicing. But what some people do is that they actually sit down. They sit down and watch YouTube videos on the issue. They sit down. They train themselves by watching YouTube videos, and as they're watching those YouTube videos, they're putting it into practice. So that's kind of one of the ways that you can actually break that cycle. Now now we're going to go into the steps. We're going to go into the steps now. So now the first step to the first step to getting your life back is one, clear your intention. So clear your mind and your intentions. So what I mean by that is kind of, yeah, by writing down what your intentions are, by writing down what so first of all by writing down what is on your mind and what your intentions are. So from there, you'll be able to, as you write those two down, then you'll be able to sit down and ponder on those two things. Think about whatever it is that is bothering you, whatever it is that is on your mind, whether if it's something that is stressing you, whether if it's something at work, for example, that stresses you out, whether if it's something that a family member has done to offend you, or whether if it's something that somebody somewhere has also done to offend you. Whatever it is something to actually think about, to think about how to overcome the issue, to if possible to go out there, go like go out there, like go for a walk in the park, or maybe in a field, and just kind of to be on your own. Let air get into you. Let the air get into your system, and you have a long think. Have a long think all day, even when you get home. Think about whatever it is that is bothering you, and whatever your mind tells you, whatever good thing that your mind tells you to do, follow what your mind tells you. So if your mind says that, look, that is not worth it, it's not worth you it's not worth you stressing yourself on whatever that person has done. That person doesn't even doesn't even know himself that he or she even offended you. Or at work as well, if your mind says not to allow work to stress you, just listen to what, mainly what I'm saying is to listen to what your heart is telling you. Do not let any negative thinking get into you at the same time. Think of the positive. That's what I'm trying to say. Then the second step is to put it into action. So as you've written down what is on your mind and what your intentions are, this second step is to put it into action. And by putting it into action, by seeking guidance, by seeking assistance from a professional, like an advocate or a counselor. Talk to an advocate or a counselor, and tell them what is on your mind. Or if possible, you can join a women's group or a women's forum and talk about what is on your mind, because other ladies, they are in the same situation as you, and they are looking for someone to talk to as well. So it's either you talk to professionals, talk to an advocate, or join a women's group that shares the same problems as you, and talk out those problems by speaking out your problems to other ladies who share the same problem as you. It helps. It really helps. And then you'll be able to use that as a way to find out from your fellow women how they manage to break the cycle of how they manage to break the cycle of laziness. Then from there, they'll also be able to give you tips on how to break out the cycle of that laziness. Now, the third step is your finances as well. Yeah. So the first step is, because obviously finance is also part of our life, and we cannot kind of move around or do anything without money. The third step is by budgeting, by budgeting what you already have, and like, as in your salary. So your salary, whatever you've earned within that month, you budget your salary by, if you have a money box, or if you have a savings account, it's very ideal for you to put a certain amount of money either in your money box or your savings account, and just put that aside somewhere, so that you will not be tempted to spend it. But if it's with you and you're seeing it, you'll be tempted to break the money box and spend that money. Then, at the same time, as you are putting a certain amount of money in your savings box or your savings account each month, then at least you now have enough money to sort out whatever bills, whatever debts that you're owing, or your rent as well. So, for example, if your rent is £2,000 a month, then at least you have saved up to more, even more than that 2,000. Then at least you'll be able to take out of it, pay your rent, and then you still have more than enough. You still have kind of more than enough. If possible, it depending on how much you have saved. If it's more than 2,000 or 3,000, or even more than that, it depends practically whatever it is that you've saved. But if it's way more, then at least you'll be able to have more. You'll be able to still have more money left over, and you've paid off your rent, and you have paid off, at least majority of those debts that you are owing to the various creditors that you owe money to. Now the fourth one is to prioritize yourself. To prioritize yourself, no matter how life is, we have to prioritize ourselves. We have to think of ourselves. Even as we take care of our family, we also need to take care of ourselves as well, because life life is too short. So we need to. So we can't carry the whole load of your family. You can't carry the whole load of your family on your head, and you're not prioritizing yourself. I mean, it's not easy. It is not easy. It's not easy with what you receive in a month. It's not easy. But at the same time, no one is saying, so most for example, to as many that your families live in Nigeria, or live in India, or live in those kind of lives in those kind of poor, the poor parts of the world, and you practically don't have any family within England. No one is saying do not send money to your family, because yeah, of course they'll be struggling because it's very hard. The hardship over there is more greater than the UK. But the only difference is that in Africa and in other poor parts of the world, they have certain privileges and freedom to do whatever it is that they want to do. But in the UK here, we don't have that freedom. We don't have that freedom to do what we don't have that freedom to do what we want, because everything here, everything here, there is a law. There is a law guiding every single thing that you do. There, yeah, there is a law on everything. And it's gotten so bad that everybody has to keep themselves to themselves to avoid trouble. That's, yeah, that's the irony of it. But in Nigeria, there's certain things that you can get away with, that there is not a law on it. That's one of the things about Nigeria, when you're in Nigeria. Because in Nigeria you have the freedom. You have the freedom to do whatever you want to do. But as far as it's not something bad. So the fifth one is to sometimes in our life we need to also treat ourselves after after taking care of the family. We need to treat ourselves as well by pampering ourselves. Yeah, we need to pamper ourselves so that we can feel good. We can feel good, and then at the same time as we're pampering ourselves, it really encourages us more to come out of that laziness. So as we pamper ourselves, as we pamper ourselves, sometimes we we have to sometimes do our shopping, yeah, as in window shopping. So if you don't have your salary yet, if your salary is not paid yet, then do window shopping. When your salary comes, shop for the necessary things that you need to shop for. So if it's like cleaning products, then shop for the cleaning products. Then when you have your cleaning products at home, it will motivate you. It will motivate you to do more cleaning. Yeah, it will motivate you to do more cleaning, and you will see yourself doing it every single time. So as you wake up in the morning, it's become like a routine for you in the morning before even setting off for work. You see yourself quickly doing the cleaning, doing the spring cleaning, then spray everywhere that you need to spray, and wipe off all the dust. Then quickly do the hoovering. Bam, you're done. And the good thing about it is that it doesn't even take you long. It doesn't even take you long. Within what, 5 minutes, you've done your morning clean. You've done your morning quick spring cleaning. Now, the sixth one is that because sometimes why some women do tend to be a little bit lazy, because sometimes they often are in a little bit of pain, and it kind of makes them to slack back, simply because every month we women have to face have to face our monthly cycle all the time. So sometimes that's why some of us tend to be lazy because we are in a lot of pain. But when that pain eases, then they'll be able to do what they need to do. But at that very time that the pain is very intense, the women are not able to do what they need to do, because they are so uncomfortable because of the pain. They are so uncomfortable that they can't that they see themselves actually lying down in bed for a very long time. So say if they're meant to be up by 8 o'clock in the morning, they'll see themselves waking up almost to lunchtime, simply because that pain is really, really, really intense. So by the time they've used the hot water bottle and it's relieved them a little bit, then they'll stand up, quickly take ibuprofen. Then at least is killed the pain. So is in essence, what I'm trying to say is that we women, we need to train ourselves by putting it into practice, for us to get our life back, by setting goals for ourselves. So when we wake up, we think of what we want to do, and how you plan your day. Not even your day, how you plan your week. So every morning when you wake up, you plan how you want your week to be. So maybe, for example, if you want to maybe take your kids out on the weekend to swimming. Oh, hi, Michael. Thank you for coming on. Oh, life is fine by God's grace. Thank you for coming on. So yes, so for example, if you want to take your kids out for the weekend, and you're off work throughout the weekday, or your boss is giving you like maybe 3 to 4 days off, and at least you're able to take your kids out. Maybe you plan on taking your kids to the zoo, or maybe you plan on taking your kids for a picnic. Whatever it is very, very important to plan ahead. So that you know exactly what you're doing at the right time. So you won't be confused. You will not be confused. You will know that, yes, this is what I want to do for myself and my kids. And then when it's time to take your kids to school, okay, when it's time to take your kids to school on Monday morning, then you know your routine already. The morning rush already. And then, yeah, you just quickly drop your kids off before going to work. But just as far as you keep up with your that you keep up with the time, and you don't kind of mistakenly go and get late, because every single one of us is very important that we hold our jobs very tightly, because it's not easy. Because once you lose your job, it's like where you once you lose your job, you're going back to square one, applying for another job, and you end up seeing yourself that it would take you more than 7 months, if not a year, to get yourself back into work. So why would we go through all that stress when you already have a job? It's very, very important to keep your job, even if you don't even like the work, if you don't like the work, at least be in that job, that you already have, and apply to somewhere else. And then as soon as you are offered the interview, you tell your boss that, look, boss, um I mean, you don't even need to tell your boss that you're going for an interview. Just tell your boss that, oh boss, I have yes, I do. I have kids. I do have kids, three girls, and they're all big. um So yes, so back to what I'm saying. If if you are offered an interview, and you get that interview, so just tell your boss that, look, boss, I have a dentist appointment at I have a dentist appointment on this day, and I will not be available. So you can use that as an excuse. Then then go for that interview. Then go for that interview that on that very day that they tell you to come in, and you go for the interview, and if it goes well, then you accept the job, and then when when you're about to actually start your new job, then then you have to give your work notice. Some some places some places will tell you that you have to give them a week's notice. Yeah, some tells you have to give them a week's notice. Some will tell you have to give them 2 weeks notice. Some will tell you have to give them 3 weeks notice, while others will tell you have to give them 4 weeks notice before. Most of the places that tell you that you have to give them 4 weeks notice is so that they can replace you with someone else. It's really, really important. It's really important that to hold your job very, very, very tight. So that, because as you're working, as you are working, as you're working, you're motivating yourself, you're doing your job, and it's kind of similar to where you're is that like where you're even working in your own home, by doing your house chores as normal, and at the same time, as you're doing your work, and plus you're doing your house chores at home, you're breaking out of that cycle of laziness. So it is one of those things that we often need to practice. And I mean, it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy at all. It's not going to be easy. It's something that takes time, but you don't need to do it alone. You don't need to do it alone. Like I said, you can get the help of an advocate or a counselor, or if possible, join a all round women's group that also shares the same problems with you, and yeah, and then talk out that problem amongst all those other women. Then through that way, you'll be able to find out how they manage to break out of their own problem, and you'll be able to get ideas of how to break out of that, how to break out of that laziness, and how to get your life back as well. Because this 2025 is already a new year. We're already in a new year, something that we've started since January. This is still a new year, and the new year is not really going to end until the end of the year. So this year this year is always gonna be a new year until we reach the end of the year, which is December. So it is so important for us to think about ourselves. At the same time, no one is saying you shouldn't stop helping your family. Yeah, help your family, help your family, because the more you help your family, the more blessing that you'll get. But at the same time, think about yourself as well. It's very important. Think about yourself as well. Don't don't neglect. Don't get lost along the way. Don't get lost along the way in the midst of helping your family that doesn't live in the UK. Don't get lost along the way. Think about yourself as well, and also prioritize yourself is very, very, very important. Now, the last but not the least is to get enough rest. Yeah, getting enough rest is very important. I always keep saying getting enough rest, and I will keep saying it, because by getting enough rest, your brain your brain will take its time to refunction itself. So sleep as you're sleeping, your brain is refunctioning itself all throughout that night into the next day. So when you wake up you wake up the next day to a fresh start, and you'll be able to calculate, and you'll be able to know what you want to do within that day, and how you decide to plan that day. So guys, so anyway, I hope that this has really, really helped as many of you. And we we're not gonna stop here. We're actually gonna continue this. Um I actually have to end here, because tomorrow I'm going to work, and yeah, I need to kind of relax a little bit, and get my beauty sleep as well, so that I can be able to go for my shift. Then, guys, we're gonna continue this on Saturday, because Saturday I'll be off. So this gonna be a continuous thing. So we'll still be talking about this as well on the days that I'm off. So yeah, we're still gonna talk about it. But I just want to say thank you to Kelly and to Michael for coming on, and hopefully I will see as many of you. And Kelly, thank you so much for subscribing. I really, really appreciate. And please help us to spread these messages viral to as many people as you. We are in the 5th month. I know. Yeah, I know we are. I know we're in the 5th month. I know. Of course. We're in the 5th month. So please, guys, help me to spread this message viral. Spread it to as many as you feel that will benefit from this: family, friends, colleagues, anyone that you feel that will benefit from this. And please, to as many of you that thought that I've run away, I've not run away. Please, I am appealing to as many of you to come back. To as many of you that I've lost, please come back. I really appreciate it. So anyway, again, before I go, please don't fail to subscribe, comment, thumb up, do like me, share with your friends and your colleagues, and as many people as you feel that will benefit from this. Once again, is your girl Adez. See you all on Saturday. Do stay tuned for the next part. Bye for now.